Yesterday, a synthesized clip of a celebrity dropping their coffee generated 400 times more global traffic than the release of a comprehensive structural report on municipal water failure.
Wait, are we just ignoring human nature? People are naturally curious about...
This is not a quirk of human nature. The concept of news has been entirely severed from journalism. What you consume daily is not information. It is a consumed excretion of linear capitalism.
Calling daily news an excretion it's an aggressive misreading of sociological behavior. News is a natural reflection of what society genuinely desires.
We operate within a linear economic system of take, make, and dispose. Human attention is the raw material being aggressively mined, converted into programmatic advertising revenue, and discarded.
But it provides essential daily context. If you look at Jürgen Habermas and the public sphere, a democratic society requires this continuous flow of accessible information to function.
Journalism, which functionally acts as the kidney meant to filter toxins and maintain social metabolism, has been discarded as an unnecessary operational cost. We are operating on a fundamentally broken societal bug. My position rests entirely on the mathematics of circular capitalism, which dictates that the outputs of a system must feed back into sustaining the organism.
You are treating the democratization of information as an assault. Without the daily aggregation of events, citizens cannot form a cohesive understanding of their environment. It is the highest form of human agency at scale.
You are confusing biological addiction with systemic necessity. You are applying an 18th century philosophical framework to a 21st century algorithmic extraction engine.
I am applying basic human rights to
categorize the physical traits of information under our current paradigm. News is a flow designed for instantaneous attention mining. Journalism is a stock of knowledge meant to reduce the friction and cost of human survival.
They are not mutually exclusive. People need both.
The current media system is an incredibly oversensitive fire alarm. Someone burns a piece of toast and the alarm rings at full volume, inducing absolute terror. News screams about the smoke.
That fire alarm is society keeping itself alive and aware. If the toast is burning, people need to know there is smoke.
Journalism, which is actively defunded because it does not generate immediate panic clicks, is the mechanic trying to point out that the 30-year-old wiring inside the walls is the actual fatal flaw.
The alternative is burning to death in ignorance. You call it a resource mining operation, but that dismisses the verifiable utility of daily media.
It has zero structural utility.
People are tuning in because they need actionable data to protect their families, navigate local elections, and manage their economic lives. The aggregation of sports, entertainment, and daily events isn't some malicious plot.
Your defense relies on a structurally flawed understanding of physical reality. The current economic sphere operates strictly on the overmining of attention. Look at the balance sheets of the major aggregators.
I am looking at how we orient ourselves in the world. When you look at the empirical data on media consumption, local event awareness directly correlates with higher community resilience.
Their business models require the biological resources of anxiety and anger as fuel. Those are the emotions that bypass executive function and guaranteed time on page. The system extracts this cortisol-driven engagement and leaves the psychological residue, chronic stress, and societal polarization as industrial waste.
They open their news apps and they extract real, tangible value. We see world affairs.
You see mathematically engineered disorientation.
We look at the political section, which is essentially the captain's dinner agenda, who is making the decisions and what is on the menu. We look at the entertainment section, which is tonight's dance show.
Those are wallpapers. They are high-definition screens bolted over the windows to hide the fact that the boat has a gaping hole in its hull.
We look at global trends to see which direction the neighboring ship is heading. This gives the individual a mental map of the macro environment. We are informed.
The entertainment you vehemently defend, the political theater you mistake for governments, is just pink slime and free drinks. It is distributed strictly to keep the masses utterly numb to the reality of their sinking environment.
Calling culture and daily events pink slime is incredibly cynical. People have a right to enjoy the dance show.
You are looking at the captain's dinner agenda while the engine room floods.
Sociologically, shared cultural moments are what bind a community together. When someone looks at the news to find the lunch buffet lineup, they are just enjoying life. Giving the public what it wants is the definition of a responsive system.
The world is a casino. The neon lights of the general news are so blinding you cannot even see the weather outside. You stare at the flashing signs of celebrity gossip and manufactured political outrage.
The news isn't a casino. It's how we participate in reality.
None of it maps to physical reality. The only absolute truth in the entire room is the roulette payout rate, the financial news.
Financial news is just one narrow spectrum of the human experience. It dictates capital flow, but it does not invalidate the social or political realities that the rest of the news covers.
Financial news is the only accurate reporting left because market fluctuations are the only things that carry an immediate physical penalty for the ruling class: capital loss.
The human experience is not merely a balance sheet.
If a financial report on a Bloomberg terminal is false, high-frequency trading algorithms act on it, and the market corrects it with catastrophic financial ruin within milliseconds. There is a physical consequence to a lie.
People aren't just standing around chewing cud while the elite count their chips. We aren't cattle.
Every other section of your news app is free to lie, exaggerate, hallucinate, and distract. No one with capital pays a physical price for the public being fed toxic waste.
The average consumer cross-references information. We have unprecedented access to primary sources and independent journalism.
A responsive system serves the survival of the organism. Our linear news model is a remote control to manage the herd, and it only has 2 buttons: anesthesia and electric shock.
That completely ignores the agency of investigative journalists. They are out there right now risking their lives to report on state corruption and environmental disasters.
The overarching system that dictates the distribution of that reporting is a highly capable but deeply twisted smart home AI. It operates entirely on neural networks optimized for engagement.
They aren't pushing buttons on a remote control. They are painstakingly gathering evidence to challenge power structures.
Listen to the algorithmic pattern. For 364 days, the AI feeds you anesthesia. It tells you, today's lucky color is pink, and here's the latest viral pancake info.
The public demands and consumes accountability. They aren't just looking at pancakes.
It builds a behavioral profile on your dopamine receptors. You sit there completely pacified. Then, the precise moment the elite need to shift resources, pass a restrictive law, or mobilize capital, the AI hits the electric shock.
Crises happen in the physical world. When a global conflict breaks out, the algorithmic distribution of news isn't hitting an electric shock button to manipulate you.
A sudden, massive panic warning is blasted into your feed. It forces your attention to a specific vector to extract compliance.
It is rapidly distributing the objective reality of an existential threat. That is the system working exactly as it should to preserve human life.
Once you sign the expensive contract out of fear, once the tax is raised or the civil rights are stripped, the AI goes right back to pancake info.
If this system is so blatantly manipulative, why don't people demand real journalism? The listener has the agency to seek out the truth.
The panic was never designed to equip the public to handle the crisis. It was mathematically engineered to bypass your logical processing center and force immediate action. It alternates dopamine and cortisol to maintain absolute control over resources.
If they were truly being shocked and anesthetized, they would recognize the cognitive dissonance. They would rebel. They would cancel their subscriptions and actively fund the deep structural investigations.
They cannot demand what they no longer have the biological capacity to process. The public has been physically drained of the cognitive resources required to digest complex structural journalism.
The fact that they don't rebel suggests they find genuine utility in the current format. You are insulting the intelligence of the entire population.
The biological toll of continuous algorithmic emergencies creates a state of chronic allostatic load. You are assuming the public is swimming in clear water and choosing to consume junk. They are drowning in muddy water.
People are perfectly capable of reading a long-form structural analysis. We see massive spikes in engagement with investigative substacks because people are hungry for depth.
They cannot see the structures governing their lives because their executive functioning is biologically shut down. Imagine people trapped inside a burning building.
They are not biologically broken. They are actively seeking better tools.
The building represents the internal contradictions and resource depletion of our current societal operating system. True journalism, the kind required by circular capitalism to fix the bug, walks into the smoke. It hands them a complex, 100-page architectural blueprint detailing exactly how the ventilation system failed.
And they will use it. If it saves their lives, human beings are incredibly resilient. They will read the blueprint and navigate out of the building.
They are choking on smoke. They are exhausted from the sheer physical and psychological friction of surviving in a linear capitalist system that extracts their labor, their data, and their attention every waking second of their lives.
A 100-page blueprint is entirely useless in an active crisis. If the building is burning, you need a firefighter to point to the door.
They physically cannot process a 100-page blueprint while their lungs fill with carbon monoxide. Instead, they beg for the popular actor's divorce press conference. They beg for the buffet dessert.
You need immediate, actionable intelligence, which is exactly what Daily News provides. The news isn't the fire, it's the emergency protocol.
There is no door without dismantling the structure. The firefighter you speak of is just another news anchor, optimized by the algorithm, telling them to run toward a locked exit while the floor collapses under their feet.
But you are analyzing this as if all deep journalism has just vanished from the earth. There are massive networks of investigative outlets.
True journalism requires the cognitive bandwidth to understand causality. The current media system intentionally deprives the population of that bandwidth by flooding them with continuous, hyper-fragmented emergencies.
There are independent researchers utilizing open-source intelligence to track corporate malfeasance. The tools to understand causality are widely distributed.
They have been aggressively pushed into the domain of the ultra-wealthy. Journalism has not disappeared. It has merely been properly priced and hidden away as a luxury survival manual.
You can get deep geopolitical analysis for free on the internet. There are thousands of journalists doing this work outside of paywalls.
High-level financial intelligence, closed-network geopolitical analysis, proprietary satellite resource mapping. This is where actual, actionable journalism lives. It dictates the preparation for climate collapse, and it costs tens of thousands of dollars a year to access.
You are deliberately creating a false dichotomy to support your strict mandate for circular capitalism.
What you get for free is the industrial waste of the mind. You get AI-generated summaries of corporate press releases, optimized purely for click-through rates.
This is an incredibly tragic, purely deterministic worldview. If what you are saying is accurate, it means humans have been completely neutralized by noise.
The physical cost of verifying truth, the human labor required to trace shell companies and check logical consistency, has been deemed an unacceptable expense. Because verification does not scale rapidly, it has been replaced by the rapid reproduction of digital garbage.
It implies that every emotional connection we make with the world through media, every attempt to participate in our society, is an artificially generated illusion.
Your emotional distress regarding this reality is irrelevant to the structural mathematics. We are on the Titanic heading straight for the iceberg.
People know the ship is sinking. They feel the economic pressure in their daily lives. They're not blind.
The ultra-wealthy are in the first-class cabins looking at accurate, high-priced sea maps, calculating exactly when to launch the lifeboats. Meanwhile, the masses in third class have been handed VR goggles.
We are not just passively riding out a systemic disaster stripped of our cognitive agency.
Inside the goggles, they see a luxurious buffet. They see endless loops of celebrity scandals. They receive intermittent algorithmic panic warnings screaming that the neighbor is trying to steal your bread.
No,
Even as the ship tilts, even as the freezing water rises around their ankles, they are mesmerized by the four-dimensional effects of the culture war. The existing system of linear accumulation, of mining human attention until cognitive collapse, is mathematically destined to fail. The infrastructure cannot support the weight of its own illusions. An immediate transition to the feedback loops of circular capitalism is the only rational investment for survival.